Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So in today's video, I want to talk about something, and that is the easily offended people out there, because there are millions of them, and I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of it. I'm just getting so sick of these easily offended people out there. Yeah, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we offended each other as sport. You know, some of you would just die at the things we said to each other. It was just a different world. And I don't want to be one of those back in my day people, but there is something to be said about that. You know, people just, I don't remember people being this soft. You know, it's not always been like this. It's exhausting. But people who are easily offended are just, it's a weakness. It is a weakness. That there is a mental issue going on or something. It's self-esteem. It's something. But if you're offended by so much, then that is a problem within you. That's not the person that is offending you. It's not their problem, and it never is going to be. You're perceiving some personal attack on a belief system, and you feel threatened, you know, and you know, people who are so offended by everything, they make assumptions, and you know, and basically they're selfish. They're selfish. They think everything is about them, and it's a personal attack on them, and it's ridiculous. And when they're like, that offends me, and I'm not talking about actually people that are just easily offended, but I'm talking about how this person is offended by something, and this person is offended by another thing, and this person is offended by something else, and this person is offended by something else, that together you can't say anything because one of them is going to get offended. And it doesn't matter what the topic is. You could be talking about peanut butter. Somebody's going to get freaking offended by it. It's ridiculous. But it's very selfish. Like these people, that offends me, that offends me, that offends me, that offends me. It's very selfish. It's like you're just being a self-important ass when you're just like, that offends me. Because I believe that most people have their best intentions in mind. I believe that most people aren't trying to offend anyone. Yet everybody's always offended. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Like they're so obsessed with being offended. Like it's so important for them to find the things to be offended by. It's like, what is wrong? What is wrong with your life that you have to find these things wrong with the world? You know, this person isn't trying to offend you. They're not trying to upset you. And when you act above them and try to inform them, you come off as very uppity. Yeah, you come off as very uppity and like you're better than them in some way. And it's just, they believe that their feelings are more important than the feelings of the person that they feel is the offender. You know what I mean? And there's so much that's considered offended that we can barely speak. What we say, what we wear, what we look like, where we go, how we speak, our accents, what we drive. It all offends someone, and it's just so impossible to just exist. Like, I barely want to speak at all anymore. And everyone gets so offended. It's all so futile. It's just futile. And, you know, maybe people who are easily offended need to take a good hard look at themselves. They need to take a good hard look at themselves. And maybe they need to address the issues they have that are making them feel this way. Because that's just it. They're the ones that feel that way. It's their problem. You know, they have to address the issues that make them so insufferably offended. Because it's ridiculous. It really is. It's maybe maybe they need to work on themselves, because it's a flaw within the person that is offended. And that is my opinion, but I stand by it. People are offended by so much. If we're supposed to guess what's offensive to someone, we're just supposed to guess. Okay. We all have different pasts, different lives. We've had different experiences. We have different backgrounds, and expecting every single person to change, to measure up to people that will respect only you and make only you feel unoffended is ridiculous and unrealistic. And as we all have different belief systems and everything, and we hear and see things every day that we may not like, but we're not sitting there, that offends me, I'm so offended, that's offensive. It's just it's just impossible. But these people that are offended, they need to figure out that they need to figure out that they need to manage their emotions, because it's not anybody else's problem. It's not anyone else's job to manage your emotions and your feelings. That's up to you. And just all the time being offended by everything is just a weakness. It is a weakness. It is a personality flaw, and it's a problem within the offended, not the person that you think is so offensive. The whole "this offends me" shtick, it's a personal flaw. It's a personal flaw. And I think most of the time it's performative. And I really believe that. And they need to figure out how to live in a world that isn't designed for babying them. Okay, this isn't, the earth isn't a giant daycare center where we're just gonna hug and play circle of friends and, protect you. Protect yourself. And I know you're thinking, well, if I tell someone offended, that is me protecting myself. No, it's not. It's you trying to bully somebody into speaking the way you think they should, believing or behaving in a way you think they should, because it makes you feel more comfortable. It makes you feel more at ease. It makes your life easier. But what about their life? You didn't think about that, did you? No, because you're thoughtless. And these offended people cause stress, conflict, and drama where it's completely unnecessary. It is over the top, and it is ridiculous. I'll do what I can to avoid offending people, like just outwardly. I don't use racist slurs. I try not to misgender people, but you have to all admit sometimes that's difficult, and I'm not going to accept responsibility for offending someone if I misgender them when they present in a certain way. And if that upsets you or is offensive to you, again, manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. Because I don't do anything to be, well, sometimes I'm trying to offend people, but I make it pretty obvious. But I'm not trying to offend any marginalized group. I have the best intentions in mind every time I leave this house, every time I speak to someone. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but my policy is getting ready to change, because I'm not going to sit here and just learn this offends somebody, this offends somebody. I'm not going to learn every little thing that offends every little person, because everybody is offended by so much, and some of it is just so stupid. Like the obvious stuff, I get it. There are some things that are just offensive, but thumbs up apparently is offensive now. Guess what? Thumbs up to you. I don't do thumbs up very often, but now I want to. But apparently that is offensive, and I'm just not. If I want to thumbs up something, I'm going to thumbs it up. You know what I mean? It's not coming from a place of evil, and I do my best, but I'll not be corrected by some uppity little brat, and for something ridiculous, especially, and I'm not going to coddle you. I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not here to baby you. I'm not here, to make you feel special. Okay, get a helmet if you can't function in the world. Get a helmet, hire a hug buddy. If you can't function in this world of so many different people from different races, different lifestyles, different countries, different everything, if you can't function in that world, the problem is yours. The problem is yours. If you're offended, that is your problem. It really is. And if you're offended by this video, that is your problem. And it's not anyone's fault if you have unresolved emotional issues or insecurities. It's all insecurity. You aren't going to change the world by crying. That's offensive. You're not going to change the world by doing that. No one is trying to threaten your honor, beliefs, or image. Maybe stop before reacting and realize maybe you're the offensive one. Maybe you're being offensive. Oh, but no, that can't be because you're perfect. You're flawless, right? No. So anyway, I now have a new policy. I am going to just be Dawn, and I'm going to say what I want to say. And I'm going to try to be respectful and, you know, not use offensive terms. Sorry, I got an itch. Sorry if that offends anybody. But at the same time, I'm not going to go out of my way to learn every little thing, to learn that red makeup brushes are offensive. I'm not, I'm just not going to go out of my way to do that. And if that offends you, then quite frankly, be offended, because it is too much. It is ridiculous. I made one video where I have 4 different people in the comments offended by 4 different things, where if I take one thing out that one person is offended by, then it offends somebody else. It's just ridiculous. And I'm not doing it. My channel isn't the place for the soft people. So, you know, if you're offended by every little thing, you know, maybe my videos aren't the ones to watch, because I will offend you at one point. I will. I will try not to with the obvious things, but I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with trying to be Miss Nice Girl and trying not to upset anybody, because everything upsets everyone and it's ridiculous. So get over yourselves. If you're one of the offended people, but I think most of my viewers are pretty much, you know, pretty tough cookies and pretty good people. So no one is purposely trying to hurt you, at least not here. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.